Hi folks, Steve Furlonger from golfmadesimple.online.net and the internetgolfcoach.com. Golf professional based at Redhill in Surrey. Just want to talk to you about quite an important impact factor, which is the club face angle and the loft, the dynamic loft. What loft do we show to the ball at impact? So for reference sake, I'm using a pitching wedge here, which is, as you can see, the green arrow. Okay, the loft angle is approximately 47 degrees. You can see that there's very little shaft lean. My hands are level with the bottom edge of the club. They're not in front of the ball. They're not behind the club. They're level with the bottom edge of the club itself. So if we return the club with that loft, that dynamic loft, it's approximately 47 degrees. Given that we do hit the ball out of the center of the club, and given that our angle of attack isn't a very steep angle, it's a very sort of neutral angle. It's going to bottom out roughly under the ball, and then we're not going to be taking big divots here. So a neutral angle of attack. So I just want to show you some positions of our body, okay, what our body does when we swing and what the effects of our body's movements are on the loft, the dynamic loft that we show to the ball at impact. So I'm going to play this and show you one swing, very common amongst amateur golfers, is when the golfer leans backwards, okay? So let's just take my spine angle here. I am leaning away from the ball here. I've fallen backwards. You can see that my weight is over my back foot. My hands have now gone behind, okay, even further behind. The shaft is now leaning backwards, and we've increased the loft. So we're going to, if we don't hit the ground first, it looks like I'm obviously going to hit the ball. I'm going to hit the ground, okay? But if we manage to rescue the club, that I've seen many golfers do with our hands, we are increasing loft. So we're no longer showing the loft that is a pitching wedge. We're showing something like a sand wedge, 56 or maybe even 60 degrees of loft, okay? So that's the effects of our body leaning backwards when we try and strike the ball. So let's just have a quick show you an example here of a different swing. So now, if my body's in a better position, okay, you can see that my weight is over my front foot here. My body has rotated through. You can see my belt buckle is facing out towards the range. I'm not leaning anywhere near as much as I was on the previous shot. You can see that the shaft is leaning forwards, okay? So now we're showing different dynamic loft, aren't we? We've decreased that if you look at the yellow arrow. So without doubt, okay, we are going to be hitting the ball lower if we have significant amounts of shaft lean. Hands are way forward of the ball. Weight must be forwards on our front leg, and body is sort of turned through, is rotated through. See a different position with my right leg here as well. Okay? It's likely with our body like this, we are going to be attacking the ball from a slightly steeper angle as well. So there are effects on our spin loft. But that's just giving you two examples of the shaft leaning backwards because of our body leaning back, increasing loft, or our body getting forwards and rotating through, and us leaning the shaft forwards, striking the ball a little bit more with a descending angle on the club, and de-lofting the club. So that nice shot, if you're trying to run the ball up the green, obviously be careful that you don't hit down too much and affect the spin loft too much. But if we want to de-loft it, we definitely need to push our hands forwards. So to help us, we can move the position of the ball backwards to lean the shaft forwards, or we can position the ball forwards in our stance to lean the shaft backwards. But don't, whatever you do, let your body fall back. So take a picture of yourself. You know, when you're next to the range, take your phone, your camera phone, or your any video recorder that you've got. Take a picture and take a video of your swing, and stop obviously at impact and see whether your body is leaning backwards. See whether the shaft is leaning backwards or leaning forwards. Okay, we definitely don't want to have the hands any further back than the leading edge of the club. Okay, slightly forwards is always good. You see, most good golf professionals will have a good shaft lean forwards at impact. Okay, I hope that helps, gives you an idea on club face angle and dynamic loft. Enjoy your golf this season, and I look forward to hearing from you. You can email me at hello@golfmadesimpleonline.net.